Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for some post-ban Pauper content. So YouTube members, this was released to you probably about a week and a half ago as an early look at the Pauper format, and then for everyone else this came about a week and a half later. I had to kind of move my schedule around in order to squeeze in all the pre-ban Pauper videos before the bans went live, and I'm glad I did, because my Tron video went out like 10 hours before some of the Tron pieces got banned. Okay. Moving on. Today we are going to be exploring a Cascade deck in this post-banning world. So originally I was going to play a Jund build, and I did a little back and forth in the Pauper Discord, and someone convinced me to try out the Gruul version instead. And as a heads up, this video is sponsored by Top Deck, and we'll take a look at them after round 1. So our big Cascaders are Anointed Allosaur, and then Boarding Party. So we are going to attempt to ramp to these cards. And how do we do that? By blowing up our own lands. Okay, not exactly. A bit of a lie. Cleansing Wildfire and Geomancer's Gambit both essentially work the same way. They destroy a land and draw a card, but you also get to fish out a basic land. What if you use those things on indestructible lands? Well, then you're not actually blowing them up, right? And so that is going to be one of the primary game plans of this deck list, is grab an indestructible land, and we're running 8 of them, and use them to help ramp out our stuff. And you'll notice we are also playing the regular artifact lands as well, Great Furnace and Tree of Tales. That's because we're doing Galvanic Blast shenanigans. Generally, beyond this, most of the creatures in this deck list cantrip. They have some additional ability that allows you to draw a card when they enter play. And for the D&D fans out there, we absolutely have Owlbears in this deck list, which cracks me up. And we have a few copies of a card that gives us the Monarch as well. A quick note on this does have 2 toughness, which means it's not going to play super well with the fiery cannonades in our sideboards here. So like that's just kind of something to keep in mind. Affinity has been neutered, right? But I still think that deck is going to be very good. So I'm not just going to like take all my artifact hate out of my sideboard. I still think I need some number of Ancient Grudges. And so essentially the things that I have here are very targeted. Like, let's deal with decks like Fairies. Let's deal with Affinity. We have both. Let me move this over for a second. We have both cards like Serene Heart and Tranquility for Boggles. And like we have things like Fiery Cannonade for the various creature-centric and tribal decks of the format. Actually, now that I'm looking at this deck list, the original deck list that I based this on had 2 Bonders ornaments, and I added in 2 Geomancer's Gambits in their place. I probably need to add in another artifact land. So I think I'm going to pull one of my basic lands for one more artifact land, and then I think I'll submit this list and play the League. Anyway, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. There's going to be a lot of Pauper content coming up in this post-banning world. I'm very excited about it. If you're interested in additional Pauper content, I do have a 20-minute like post-ban analysis video that I posted up that should still be at least somewhat relevant. And if you're a regular, throw me a like before this video begins. It's the easiest way to support my content for free. Let's battle. I'm really excited about this post-ban Pauper. Okay, I've got a 1-lander here. This one just has to go back. This hand is totally fine. Let's throw back my normal land so that I keep all 3 regular lands that I need for Metalcraft. And I threw in a blue-green bridge over a random forest. We getting burned? We're getting burned. Sorry. Just the timing there was just entirely too good. So I'll take my 3 from this, go to 17, and hopefully my opponent just like plays a couple more spells here. Curse of the Pierced Heart. That's fine. I am going to go ahead and just cash this in for 9 life right now, which is a pretty insane amount of life gain, honestly. All right, and like, don't be this fucking person. Like, this is in the deck so that I can make it to my end game. Like, this is not random. This is a clearly intentional deck building choice that my opponent is complaining about rather than going, yes, your deck building choice makes sense and it's currently beating me right now. Yeah, fuck this person. All right. So, let's go ahead and do some ramping here. We'll use this ability. Center tapped. No, just put it onto the battlefield, in which case I will grab a mountain. And I have a boarding party. Excellent. Is not lined up anymore. That looks a little better. Lava Spike is fine. Needle Drop is fine. I think I'll probably just Gal Blast my opponent if they don't play a creature. Yeah, your Lightning Bolt is fine. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and send this at their dome. I am the better burn deck. I'll go to 17 for this trigger. Better burn deck confirmed. I think I want to play this forest first. I'll cast my cantripping creature. I get to hold up Lightning Bolt. And next turn I get to do just absolutely disgusting things with this Cascade card. Searing Blaze is fine. Quite good. And I'll Lightning Bolt you end of turn. Take 1 from the curse. Ooh, Monarch. I think the haste and Cascade is just more important here. Let's see what we hit. Owlbear. Absolutely. I will take my 10 power. And I get to draw a card. Very nice. I've already made my land drop. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I still just have 4 power on board with another 5 coming. Thermo Alchemist is fine. Yeah, I will even just kill that. Take no chances. Crash in for my 4. Opponent goes to 9. Play tree. So I think I'll actually go ahead, play this, become the Monarch, go to my end step, draw the card, just to check and see that it's not a Lightning Bolt. And I'll go ahead and just kill that. And that should do it. All right, I have another copy of Weather the Storm that I am going to play. That's probably it. 3 copies of those now. What don't I want? Do I want to go down? Oh man, think of how hard they're going to tilt when they realize I have Pulse of Marasa too. What do I want to go down here? Like, do I go down a 7-drop or do I just go down like a ramp card or something? Ramp cards are a little bit less important here because I want to be investing my mana in these lower drops as often as possible. Okay, I mean, this hand has 2 life gain cards. I can foretell this Packmate if I need to. Like, that's totally fine. This is the 1 damage thing? Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I will probably just Galv Blast this. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove this. Like, I'm good with it. It doesn't save me that much damage right now, but I want to not let that thing get damage in if I can help it. Versus fine. So now, do I want to foretell this or hold up Weather the Storm? I worry about getting time walked if I hold up Weather the Storm. Yeah, that's fine. Like, this line would be better if I had another land drop to make. Oh, okay. They just, like, fucking walked directly into Weather the Storm like that. I mean, cool. Thank you. Like, you saw this last game. You knew this was coming, right? I'm good with that. Okay. Do I want to take 1 damage from this or just remove this? I think I want to take 1 damage from that. Let's foretell that. Then I get a 3/3 that blocks this next turn, and I get a way to use my mana. Yep, that's fine. So this is 18, followed by 17 from the curse. That's totally fine. Alright. So let's cast this for its Foretell cost, draw a card. Alright, just absolutely not hitting land drops. That's rough. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take 2 more damage in this turn cycle beyond that lightning bolt, putting me at 12. I think I'm totally fine if I hit a land drop. Okay, cool. So what is the line this turn? Let's assume a lightning bolt happens with every mana. Unrealistic, but let's assume it happens. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 damage. I'm still not dead. What if a Fire Blast happens? 3, 6, 10, 11, 12. Fire Blast plus 2 live cards could do it. If I pulse now, I discard. I think I'm going to try to continue to hit land drops here. The absolute Nutter Butters could stall me out here. But I think I'm good with this. Like, there's a small degree of risk here, but I think my opponent is going to use their mana to filter a lot of the time. That's fine. And we stalled out the attack, which is what I'm going for. Down to 8 from this trigger. Yeah, probably just have to pulse. Oh, I do have a 4th mana here that I forgot about. I still probably just have to pulse, right? It's awkward that I can't leave up both a lightning bolt activation and a blocker. That probably just means I leave up the removal spell for this, right? Then I don't have to worry about this ever. For, like, Searing Blaze type reasons. Yeah, and that can also just keep me from discarding. Yeah, I'm good with that. My opponent is probably running low-ish on gas. Molten Rain. Pretty good. Alright. 4th land is very good. That means that I can just keep, like, doing my thing. Without missing too much of a beat. Okay. So I am in danger. But I'm not, like, dying actively. This may be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 mana this turn. So I always do that. I can attack for 5 this turn. Play Crimson Fleet Commodore. And then boarding party next turn some portion of the time. I think I'm good with that. Let's hit for 5. Brings my opponent to 15. Become the Monarch, and then I get 2 draws to draw a land to get that haste. Okay, so I will have the haste creature next turn. I can die here if my opponent has triple spell. Rift Bolt is fine. I'll go to 6, and I can't die to double Fire Blast. My opponent doesn't have enough lands. Alright. So, yeah. Ooh, wait, hold on. This isn't lethal, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. Thought I was going to have lethal playing this. I have 14 damage. Or 13 using a lightning bolt. I guess I can cascade into a burn spell. And then that's lethal this turn. Alright. Hitting like a pulse or a weather here would be really good. In addition to just burn spells. I can search, put a land onto the battlefield tapped. I mean, I'll cast it. I wish that entered untapped. Okay. Get a land, draw my card. I've already made my land drop. So that puts my opponent to 1. So I can realistically die here. My opponent needs two burn spells. Alright, they did not have it. GG's. This league is brought to you by Top Decked. They're my sponsor, and they are kind of an all-in-one inclusive Magic the Gathering app. So you can see your various deck lists, you can keep a repository of deck lists, you can track the metagame if you'd like. There we go. You can also take a look at a lot of cool news that is happening in the Magic scene. So this place does a little bit of everything. There's even a playtest feature if you want to mess around with your cards. So consider checking them out. All right, back to the content. Okay, I'm going to have to mulligan this one. I don't have enough land. I think I'm playing an appropriate number of lands. I am playing 22 lands. This I'll keep. I'm not sure, like, number of, like, lands versus action spells I keep here. I get Cleansing Wildfire as ramp on turn 2. I think I can throw back a land accordingly. Let's math this out. So, tapped land, untapped land, Cleansing Wildfire. That's 3 lands in play. If I keep this, I get this land on this turn. Maybe I'll throw back the Owlbear. It's like, do I want to work towards Metalcraft, or do I just want untapped lands? I think I want untapped lands. Let's try this. All right, more burn. Okay, I mean, I respect playing the deck that just gets people dead while the format is young. I don't remember if I explicitly talked about this in the Pauper video that I posted, but like linear decks that get people dead are okay. I was about to say, like, did you keep a 1-lander? I will eat that damage. I'm a little worse off this game than in some previous games that I've played against Burn here, because I am on the draw, and that's a fine pickup. I will have Metalcraft next turn as well. So A, I'm on the draw. B, I don't have a life gain card in hand. I expect to lose this game 1 accordingly, but like at least I have a Lightning Bolt, so I can answer an Alchemist if that happens. Okay. So the Geomancer... Oh god, it hurts. It hurts! The Geomancer's Gambit makes the land enter untapped. I can do this. Target my bridge. Yes. Put a land into play. Draw a card. Have Metalcraft. I will absolutely just ping that thing down now. No questions asked. So next turn, I get to start to do cool things, but like I can borderline die here, right? Or if my opponent has Fire Blast, I can just die here. So we'll see how it goes. If I can play multiple creatures next turn, I would like to. Suspended Rift Bolt. Chain Lightning me. Okay. I am 1 spell away from death. This would be a great time to draw like a Pulse of Marasa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will have 6 lands. Play towards drawing Weather the Storm. By playing this, I think is reasonable. Like, I think the Monarch stuff is more powerful, and the Owlbear avoids removal. But I think I have to play towards Weather the Storm there, or I'm just going to die in the game where I'm on the draw. Alright, so this Rift Bolt puts me into lethal range for most of my opponent's cards. Alright, Needle Drop me. That's bad. That's just a redraw into another burn spell. There's a world where my opponent is playing around Weather the Storm here, and I'm already dead, and I just don't know it. I think I have to just, like, remove this. I don't think I get to wait. Yeah. Okay. So we'll play the 1 Weather the Storm like before. I think I'm actually going to cut a 6/5, just like 7-drop this time around. I cut a Geomancer's Gambit last time, and that was fine. But I think the game's all ended. Like, I think I was able to cast a Boarding Party, but I wouldn't have been able to cast an Altasaur. Okay, I mean, I have a Weather the Storm in the opening hand, so this is going to be a keep. I think my player this round is a better player than my opponent last round, though. So, like, I Weather the Storm might get a little bit less mileage against this opponent than against my previous opponent. We'll see, though. The Epicure is back. Alright. So, land go, and we'll see if I get to Weather the Storm. I'm not going to use a Lightning Bolt on this creature here. I will just take my 1 damage. Is this the damage thing? Enters or leaves play, it deals 1 damage. Sure. Do I just take 6 damage, or 6 life for Weather the Storm here? Yeah, probably. Like, I have things I need to do with my mana in order to progress my own game. I think I'm fine with that. Like, that Keldon Marauders is still going to get me for 2 points of damage. I think I have to use my mana inefficiently this turn and use a lightning bolt on this thing. I don't really want to because, like, it's going to die anyway, but if I treat this as, like, a Pyroblast sort of situation where I'm just happy to counter a burn spell, I think I'm fine with that. I'm going to end up 21 as of the end of this attack step. That's fine. Would love to clear this creature. Yeah, that's fine. I would love to clear this creature so that, like, my Monarch play is safer. Yeah, I don't know that I can do my Monarch play this turn. Because I just, like, walk into Rift Bolt in a way that is, like, very much not good. I think I'm going to play my Visionary and then intend on playing a tapped Bridge unless I draw a removal spell. We'll see whether or not this Visionary just gets, like, hit by the Rift Bolt or whether my opponent... Alright, my opponent's going for the Dome here. Searing Blaze makes that play make sense. What is that, a Chain Lightning? Sure. So my opponent's low on gas. They can filter one land away using a blood token. Oh god, yeah. I think I just play the Owlbear this turn, though. Like, I think stabilizing my board so that I don't keep taking chip damage from that is pretty important. And then I can play the Weather the Storm on my own terms, like playing Crimson Fleet Commodore followed by it. Like, if my opponent rattles off 2 burn spells this turn, like, it sucks for me. But that probably can't kill me with me being at 8, specifically. Yeah, I mean, it can get me damn close. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have Metalcraft already, so I will just continue to play other things. I'm going to play this. I'm going to become the Monarch. I'm going to gain 6 life. Now do I attack with the Owlbear? I think I can attack with the Owlbear at this life total. Because, like, if my opponent becomes the Monarch, I will become the Monarch right back. Oh, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have the untapped land. Nice. Okay, we have gotten the past the turn, which is really what I'm looking for here. Cascade! Let's see what I hit. Alright, I just hit something that draws me a card and leaves me with another blocker. Which is fantastic. Like, also of note here, both my creatures that I'm currently attacking with have Trample. Things can get cute with, like, Needle Drop blocking here, I guess. Yeah. So, I expect that just does it, right? Like, 3+3+4 doesn't kill me or anything like that. Yep, you can Fire Blast me. Oh, a Needle Drop could do it. Needle Drop puts me to 5. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. Alright, and I just have a Lightning Bolt to finish. My opponent... Yeah, I have 3 different trample creatures. Like, I'm good here. Let me just confirm, right? So, like, 1 can get through here, 4 can get through there. Yeah, okay. More than good. Trample OP. Ban Trample. Okay. So that puts opponent to -5. Okay, I don't think I want to change anything about boarding here. Like, I don't think I want to do Fiery Cannonade. Like, it killing these is a little awkward, and a lot of my opponent's creatures actually have 3 toughness. Like, I know they've started with the Epicure both games, but in the games where that doesn't happen, like, their Alchemists have 3 toughness, their Marauders have 3 toughness. This hand is a little action light, but I think I just keep most things that have a Weather the Storm, assuming that they are going to get me to where I need to be as the game goes longer. I should top deck something that has, like, the degree of oomph that I need. Alright, Chain Lightning is fine. Alright, am I taking 3 more? I am taking 3 more. Ow. So let's go land pass and kind of hope that my opponent rattles off some spells so that I can Weather the Storm effectively. Like, if they play around it, this game gets harder for me. 2 mana. 1 mana? No mana? 1 mana, suspend Rift Bolt. Okay. Yeah, so I think I just have to hold up this Weather the Storm. This one enters tapped, right? That's the difference between the two. So I have to just hold... I Weather the Storm up. I'm probably only getting 6 life out of it. Like, I assume that's what my opponent was playing around. Alright, I go to 10. I can technically die if my opponent has, like, triple Fire Blast. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, 1 damage to each opponent. Sure. And I will go ahead and weather the storm as of end step. Like, cashing that in for 9 life is pretty good. We could do better, but I don't think I get to try and do better. I can play Llanowar Visionary and attempt to draw a Lightning Bolt effect. I think that's fine. Like, I can also do multiple ramp cards this turn. But I think getting this body in play so that my opponent, like, can't use their attack step as effectively is probably important. And let's call it a turn there. I think this game is pretty close right now. Like, I'm getting close to the turning point where I can just do disgusting things, but, like, this card is very good, and I don't have a removal spell for it right now. Like, this is the redundancy for the Thermo Alchemist. And I'm just going to F6. Like, it's very clear that if I had a removal spell, I already would have fired it off. So let's see how bad this is. Each one of my opponent's burn spells essentially becomes a spell that deals 4 damage instead of 3. So, like, that buffer of 9 life that I built up was just, like, not good enough here. I will absolutely fucking trade. Let's go. Absolute tradesies. Yes. Oh, thank God. Yes. Whew. So that means my opponent now needs 3 burn spells instead of 2 to kill me. Like, I'm super happy with that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can play the Monarch subgame. I can play the Monarch subgame and try to draw towards a Pulse of Marasa or other thing. Like, or I can just do multiple ramp things. I go land a Geomancer's Gambit. That is 6 total mana. Like, I can just go, like, draw a card off of this, but then I don't threaten any actual damage. I think I need to threaten actual damage. This does open me up to Searing Blaze, though. Ah, fuck. I did this turn wrong. I should have played my land drop first and then left this open so that if I drew a red burn spell, I could cast it. Motherfucker. Yep, okay. All right, Searing, yep, I mean, a lot of things that I just talked about actually happened. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really 7 mana. So that means I can go ahead and Gambit a bridge, get a new land into play, draw a card, go 4 mana into Packmate, and see what we draw. Okay. I just need to find some life gain here. I'm not dead to anything except Fire Blast this turn. Okay. That's scary. I get a couple of draws. Yes! Okay. So I will deal 3 damage this turn, putting my opponent to 17. Now, do I want to return the thing with 5 power? Yeah, that's fine. Let's return that. I'll gain my 6 life. I'm going to play a no. I'm just going to put the power on board. And let's not make the same mistake that I did before. Play a land, play out an aggressive threat, and then leave up Galv Blast for a creature. And then I have many, many redraws that I can take. I deal 8 damage. Marauders is fine. I will just instantly Galv Blast that out of the way. Like, it deals 2 damage to me. But that still leaves me out of Fire Blast range, which is totally, totally fine. All right, let's start with a Visionary. That's a lot of burn. That's 7 points of burn. It's not quite lethal. It's getting close. Have I played my land drop yet? Not played my land drop yet. Okay, so this doesn't matter too much. Let's play a Geomancer's Gambit. Take another redraw. Deal 8 to my opponent, putting them to 9. I can deal 7 of that immediately. I think I want to play the regular forest here. 5, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, like, I have plenty of damage. Let's see if I draw a Weather the Storm here. I do not. Only some, like, insane needle drop type situations can get me dead here. All right, so I go to 4. So let's Lightning Bolt and get that out of the way so I can deal 5 damage with my creature. Puts me to 3. And there's the concession. All right. We have passed the burn test. Burn looks to get us dead quickly, and we have been able to go beyond burn. Woo! Starting this league off strong. My round 3 opening hand is a little bit slow. I think I'm going to keep it and just kind of trust my deck to do its thing. I have plenty of burn spells. Is this going to be another burn deck? Are we going to play 3 burn decks in a row? If so, holy shit. Like, people have made their choice. Oh, okay. No, it's maybe a Boros Bully deck of some kind. Okay, we're gonna be much better against that. I'm gonna use this opportunity to put another apt land into play, and then hopefully I can just kind of start doing my thing. All right, opponent's just passing with mana up. Visionary or Geomancer's Gambit. If I play Visionary, it gives my opponent a chance to use their removal spells for, like, profitable use of their mana, so I think I want to dodge that this turn. Both my plays cantrip. I think I'm fine with just, like, yeah. Do I kill their Garrison? Huh. Yeah, I think I kill their Garrison. I think that's worth it for me. It gives them 4 mana in this turn cycle if they have something to do with it at instant speed, but I'm not, like, super expecting that with no creatures in play. Okay, I successfully cut them off a color, at least in the short term for that. Alright, what do you got for me? I don't know what that is. I have not seen a morph card in Boros Bully in all the times that I've played. Following the golden rule, if I don't know what something is, I kill it, is a rule that I tend to go by when playing Legacy. Like, if I don't understand why a card is in my opponent's deck, I should just kill it. Let's see what it was. Creatures you control get +0/+1 in the main? What the fuck? Okay. I mean, cool. I'm a little confused about it, but cool. Am I capable of playing a Monarch card safely or safely adjacent right now? I think so. I think my card is going to die, but I'm not expecting a Pauper flash creature that just, like, super punishes me for playing this. I do expect this creature to die. Battle Screech, sure. A new bounce land. Alright, so we're gonna play a very awkward Monarch game here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as I play an untapped land, I have 6. Let's fight. Geomancer's Gambit. That's awkward timing a little bit, because that can open up a lightning bolt effect for my opponent. I think I still do it. Alright. I will absolutely still just send both of these in. Yeah, I mean, I foresaw that, right? That's fine. I have a lot of cantripping cards. I have a lot of ability to steal the Monarch back. How many of those do you have over there? Okay, sure. Prismatic Strands could make this awkward, huh? No, I'll just get creatures of multiple colors and it'll probably be fine. So if my opponent is just super heavy on, like, cats and birds and stuff that are all X1s, like, I get doing this. Okay, they just ditched 2 lands. Sure, that's fine. We'll see if I can win the Monarch fight. Seeker of the Way, sure. That is going to eat a Galv Blast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I get to play the Allosaur this turn. I think I will go ahead. Oh, okay, cool. Absolutely good with that. I become the Monarch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 here. I am probably going to hold up Galv Blast no matter what. That probably means just playing the Forest or the Darksteel Citadel and playing the Owlbear this turn. And we'll draw my card. Outblast, Lightning Bolt, excellent. I also just have 7 damage that goes directly to the dome, which is nice. Okay, sure. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Sure. You become the Monarch, eh? I just have deterministic lethal right now. So my opponent has for 7 total toughness, meaning I get 2 damage through no matter what. My opponent is effectively at 11 life. I send 7 to the face, leaving my opponent at 4. I think once boarding party gets involved, I'm like totally fine. Boarding party could be blocked by this or another creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I can go boarding party and then both of these, so I can wait on my decision. I think I'm just gonna bolt this. Let my opponent become the monarch. And then trust on my trample creatures to win the game. There might be a deterministic line here, but I don't want to spend the time mathing. Oh, fuck, I forgot about the Battle Screech. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I go just like 6 mana boarding party, Galv Blast, and we're done. I will play some number of fiery cannonades for my opponent. And by some number, I think I mean 4. Just like fucking 4 of these. Just deal with all of my opponent's stuff. They're playing some of the Luminarch Whoosy-Whatsits to increase their toughness, but they have to do like 2 of those before they start being good. I think I can get away without Weather the Storm if I'm playing Fiery Cannonades in their place. Like, those fill a very similar niche. And these are also going to kill Seeker of the Ways in a lot of situations. Not all situations, but a lot of situations. I am not sure what to board out. I feel like my cards are all good. I guess potentially just like Geomancer's Gambit, because like this ramps me on earlier turns, and I've added more 3-drops so that I don't have to just like ramp to this stuff as quickly as possible. I could buy that. I could also see going down on Lightning Bolt effects, but like Seeker of the Way is a jerk. I think this hand is medium minus, but I'm just going to keep it. I don't want to mulligan in this matchup if I can help it. Card quantity, I think, matters a lot here. Because, like, these games are going to be just, like, absolutely hyper grindy. And I already have a Lightning Bolt for a turn 2 Seeker of the Way, which I think can be important. Squadron Hawk. Don't like Lightning Bolting that. Probably will. Unless I draw, like, a Cannonade. Yeah, okay. I mean, here's to hoping I don't get just absolutely blown the fuck out by Prismatic Strands, right? Okay. What? They just discarded Squadron Hawks? Okay. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, sure. I'm gonna go for value on this Fiery Cannonade. Yeah, I'm gonna go for value. I'm gonna take 2 more damage. Totally fine with this. Go to 17. Yes, that's fine. You can have your life so that I get 1 more card out of this Cannonade. Alright, good stuff. So, like, the Lunarch Veteran and the Squadron Hawks are, like, creatures that somewhat replace themselves. So, like, my opponent does get some amount of value out of their things, making the Cannonade a little bit less damning than it could be in other situations. But I'm totally fine with just, like, clearing the board there so that I can play my own stuff. And if my opponent vomits some stuff afterwards, like, I will find other things to do. Lightning Bolt is fine. 5 mana this turn. I think I will just cast this as a cantrip, and I don't think I need to Lightning Bolt this immediately. Sure, that's fine. What's the follow-up? Journey to Nowhere is fine. Don't have a way to kill that currently, but I think that's okay. Now at this point, I think I'm comfortable using a removal spell on this. Like, I'm quite far ahead here. I get to just start doing Cascade bullshit. My opponent has no power on board, and they've basically done me no damage. Geomancer's Gambit is fine. Use that to fish a mountain out of my deck. And I'll hit my opponent with my Glorified Ball Lightning. We have another 4 protection from monocolored. That's actually pretty annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sick. Alright. I guess I didn't need to play that land. Alright. Do the big dinosaur thing. Pulse of Marasa. Get a creature back. This doesn't trample or anything. I'll just call that a turn. I can start attacking with my Altasaur into the Guardian of the Guild pack, and that's, like, not an issue. More Journey to Nowheres can be pretty good here. Yep. Like, hopefully I just cantrip my way to victory at this point. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can also just, like, draw a billion burn cards and burn my opponent out. 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. Start with one of these. See where we go with it. A Cleansing Wildfire. Now this land will enter tapped, so I will probably just play another Packmate here and call that a turn. Yep. I think I am on the right side of the matchup currently. Like, these Guardians are annoying. I can't really get them out of the way. Yeah. But unless my opponent becomes the Monarch or something of that nature, I think I start pulling ahead pretty damn quickly. So let's Galv Blast that, get that out of the way, and then I can start taking attacks. Become the Monarch myself. And also Boarding Party here. Yeah. I think I leave up multiple red. I don't see myself casting any green spells in this turn cycle. I found Galv Blast. Excellent. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Hell yeah, we're up to 3-0 with our Gruul Cascade deck. These games are really fun. Okay, tough hand here. So I have 2 lands. I'm on the play. I think I just throw this one back and try to find a 3-land hand. Like, this Pulse of Marasa is only gaining me 6 life. I can't do anything with either of these cards early. I think I'm going to mulligan. That's a tough hand, though. Oh, no. This is a bad hand. This is a hand where I don't have a bridge, so my Geomancers, Gambit, and Cleansing Wildfires aren't good. I can't get to Boarding Party. I can't foretell the Packmate. So, is it better to go to 5, or is it better to hope to draw either a green land or a bridge? How many outs am I working with? So for bridges, all right, let's count bridges and green lands together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 outs? 15 outs is not bad. I have so many cantripping things. I think I'm going to mulligan. I think that if I keep a hand with functional mana, a lot of times I can get to where I need to be. I'll toss back one of these Weather the Storms just by, like, gaining the value that my deck naturally gains by playing cards. Okay, so we're maybe playing against, like, a blue-red deck or something. Let's foretell here. The blue-red decks are where I have seen Evolving Wilds, because they, like, use them to shuffle with their cantrips. Let's see if I'm right. I'm at least half right. There's another land drop. Okay, let's hope to hit a land drop here. I don't think I get to try and play around Counterspell here. Alright, I missed my land drop. Frantic Inventory. So this is the thing that will slowly draw my opponent more and more cards over time. That's okay. Ooh, green. Cleansing Wildfire is sick. This is exactly the sort of effect that I need right now. I need to just, like, keep ramping. I have great action in hand. I have great action in hand. I just need to be able to deploy it before my opponent does something broken. Grab a mountain. And I drew Pulse of Marasa. Okay, so, like, I have value for days. Okay, so my opponent has officially gotten this to draw 2 status. The next one is Ancestral, and beyond that, it's like, what, Opportunity? There's Opportunity 3 cards. Target player mills 4 cards. Okay, cool. So my opponent is absolutely playing the control role right now. I'm going to crash in for 3. Seems like it works. And I think I want to play the creature rather than the Geomancer's Gambit. Okay, nice. I hit a land drop. All right. I can become the Monarch next turn. Oh my god. They have AK and Frantic Inventory? I must be playing against, like, a Turbo Fog deck, right? Like, that's just the sort of thing that makes sense here. Okay, yeah. So, I know what's up. This is a really cool deck. I haven't played against this deck before. Ooh. Okay, that was neat. So cast a spell and then counter it to use this as a draw two. I want to get as much damage in as possible and then finish my opponent with lightning bolt effects that go directly to the dome. I probably just become the Monarch here and hit my opponent. And then they start fogging me next turn. So then on the turns where they fog, I just like use my resources to draw more cards and find more lightning bolt effects. That seems fine to me. 5U. I currently feel favored, but I've never played against this deck, so I don't know for sure, right? Like, I feel like I will be able to find 9 points of burn and find opportunities to cast them where my opponent can't counter them. I also don't know what my opponent's win condition is. Maybe I'll find it right here, or maybe this is just going to be a moment's piece. Ooh, it's going to be a Weather the Storm. Sick. Alright, I don't have a land drop to make right now. Oh, this turn's hard. Because I probably just assume they have a fog, right? So I don't attack with the Llanowar Visionary to leave more mana so that I can do cool things. I think that's reasonable. Let's attempt to hit my opponent for 8. Okay, yeah, there's the fog effect. Now, how do I play effectively in regards to this Weather the Storm that I know they have? I think I just fully play around it. Like, I'm the Monarch. I don't care if I discard cards. I'm good with that. Yeah, so this gives them 6 life, whereas I can do something cooler. I can go Galv Blast you, Lightning Bolt you, and then I will Weather the Storm. I am the superior Storm deck. And then we both gain a bunch of life. Opponent says, oh, haha, I thought you had the kill. I do not have the kill here. Alright, opponent puts Island and Brainstorm into their graveyard. What does that mean they got? Okay, so they got draw effects. That's fine. Guess I'll play a bridge. And I'll attempt these attacks. Is there a difference between my mana values this turn? Yes. Okay, so let's just attack for 8. Alright. Prevent all damage that would be dealt. Okay, the stuff doesn't untap. Okay, that's a pretty good fog. I don't know how many Weather the Storms my opponent is going to have. Probably can't play around it forever. Like, I think I need to continue doing some things that have relevant text. It's just, like, awkward, because every card I play makes it harder for me to, like, every, whatchamacallit, that actually happens. Every Weather the Storm that actually happens makes it harder for me to deal these last couple of points of damage by burning my opponent out. That is what it is. Buckle up, though. This is going to be a long game one way or another. My opponent will deck before I do. Oh, wait, hold on. That's targeting me now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's how they're going to keep from losing. I see. Believe the plan has changed. I think this becomes the plan. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let that mana empty out. Okay. They're just taking draws. I have a haste creature. I don't have a haste creature. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 mana available. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to blow up all of my opponent's green mana. I'm gonna cast 2 for Cleansing Wildfire, draw. There's some worlds where this lets my opponent fog this turn, but I think running my opponent off of all green mana is a pretty respectable win condition. Let's go tapped green, crash in for 4. Draw my card. No, after I drew my card, I wanted to cast a burn spell. Whatever. That's fine. Sure. Kill me. All I need to do to win this game is just blow up my opponent's remaining mana sources. I'll Galv Blast you. Like, if my opponent pulses, they're not fogging. Alright. I definitely attack in with these two, and then it becomes a little more questionable from there. I would be happy enough getting in this much damage. Okay, it is a Tangle. Alright, second main phase. let's do the whole Altasaur thing. I could also just do 11 points of damage to my opponent right now. Actually, that's pretty good. Tap one of these. Okay. Galv Blast you. Galv Blast you. Lightning Bolt you. Ooh. A Brainstorm is occurring. Opponent is potentially looking for some sort of counter magic. They do not find it. Now I kill my opponent if I draw another Lightning Bolt effect. I do not. That's fine. My Pyroblasts are going to be really good for these coming games. Yep, that's fine. Now, my opponent does have 1 moment's peace in their graveyard. Let's follow it play. Absolutely. Yeah, draw your cards. I am going to have to be cognizant of my clock as I'm learning what my opponent's deck is doing here. I am using more time than they are by a pretty significant degree. I will consider conceding if at like a game 2 scenario, if I end up pretty far behind. Okay, does that keep you alive? Oh, there was a tangle effect involved, right? This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boarding Party is really fucking good here. I'll cast Boarding Party. It has haste. Gets me into a Packmaster. I get to do that without it costing me a card. And I'll send all these sideways. This puts my opponent to 2. So they are dead if I spike a burn spell. Suspense is killing me. And there's the burn spell. Hot damn. We did it. Ugh. Opponent says they think that was my last chance there. I'm very glad that I pivoted to destroying my opponent's green sources. Alright, we get 4 red elemental blasts. It seems like my Weather the Storms can very easily go, and then I need to cut 2 other cards. Pulse? It's probably Pulse. Pulse is interesting because my opponent is going to mill me. But, it feels like that. The life gain effect is not necessary. So I think I'm just going to call that good. I'm going to pat myself on the metaphorical back there. I'm pretty happy with how I played that game. Like, recognizing that denying my opponent the green sources was valuable was pretty strong. This hand does not look good to me. I'm going to mulligan and just try to find something that can do stuff in the early game. This is fine. I think I get rid of the Boarding Party here. I'm just too far away from casting it for right now. And it's more important for me to keep my lands. It would be great if I drew a red source so that I could Cleansing Wildfire earlier. But, like, I can just foretell the Packmate if I can't do that. And, like, that's a perfectly respectable turn. Brainstorm plus fetch land. You love to see it. Alright, land drop into foretell this. That's my turn. Okay, sure. I want to give my opponent as little setup time as possible, right? Because, like, they have a lot of power. Oh, God, give me a red source. Okay, I mean, that's what I asked for. I wanted it untapped. It'll still be good next turn. Let's just go ahead and do this. Draw my card, play my tapped land, and call it a turn. Yeah, blowing up this bounce land is going to be effing huge. I'm so happy about this. Sure. Alright. Accumulated knowledge, island into graveyard, so they have a muddle and an AK. Sure. So I will go ahead and crash in for my 3. Get my first couple of points of damage in. And I think no matter what, just like going for these bounce lands as I have the opportunity to kill them is just so incredibly valuable. I guess technically I probably should have, or no, this enters tapped, so that doesn't matter. Let's, I foretell. I don't think I need to foretell. I think it's better for me to become the Monarch next turn and get this tapped land into play, or like just play the Owlbear next turn. Either one of those is going to be better. Let's attempt my attacks. See if they work. My opponent probably doesn't fog for 3 points anyway. Go for mana efficiency or go for card draw? I think card draw. Go ahead and play this. Your AK is fine. I will become the Monarch. I'm not going to cast a Galv Blast at end step. Okay, now I probably cast a Galv Blast, right? Like when I'm in a situation where I won't get hit by a Weather the Storm. Yeah. That's a lot of output for next turn. Assuming next turn is when I want to cast that. Yep, sure. Okay. Yeah, let's just go for it. It's a little worse against a Tangle specifically. But like I might get sick value here by casting this card. Galv Blast your face. You're at 6. Do I just attack with 2 creatures because of Tangle? I think so. Yeah, let's just attack with 2 creatures and leave something back for a Tangle. Yeah. Nice. Okay. I am the pretty princess. I will take my card. Opponent is under so much pressure here. Yeah, absolutely. I guess technically I should, like, pay attention to some of these things that are under here. I just go for Cascade again. I probably just go for Cascade again, right? It's just, like, so good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll tap this way, leaving up both my relevant lands. I'm just going to keep attacking my opponent's green sources. I don't know how many basic green lands they have. Okay. Scary enough that they Hydroblast it. Which I am on board for. Yep, absolutely. Fog away. And let's see what I draw. Ah, that's fine. I am the pretty princess. Are you getting another Moment's Peace? Getting an AK, sure. So I can get pretty damn good at playing around Tangle just by attacking with a single creature here. It's like this is a lethal attack. I guess this doesn't play around a Hydroblast, right? Maybe it should have been 2 things. Okay, no, it got the fog anyway. So 4, 7, 8 mana. That's probably going to be 2 of these. Although things could change. Sure. A Lightning Bolt. That probably means that I just play land followed by Visionary. I also could have just, like, held up some extra mana. Ooh. I think I'll hold up the Reb. Putting my opponent to 3 is appealing, but so is countering a critical spell. I don't think the Brainstorm counts. I think I'd rather, like, have this Reb to back up a lethal point of burn, for example. That is good enough to just fire this off on, though. That's a lot of fuel. Okay. We have traded some spells. Okay, there's a land drop. That's fine. So, opponent needs a 1-mana Fog. See if they hit. So it has to be Fog this turn, so I can attack with multiple creatures safely. Oh, did it just happen? No, it did not just happen. Okay. Start with my most mana efficient ones. Draw a card. Bridge. Play an Owlbear. Wildfire is fine. Lightning Bolt while it's uncounterable. Lightning Bolt while it's uncounterable. I think that's fine. Just puts multiple pieces of pressure on my opponent. Like, I have beyond lethal damage in play, and any burn spell is also going to kill them, and I can potentially start shredding through their green sources as well. They've got 5 cards. Like, they have the ability to do things that matter. But, 12 is not as much life as my opponent would probably like here. Galv Blast is great. I'm not going to spend too long thinking about, like, number of creatures that I attack with here. I'm going to attack with some number of creatures and leave some back. I could math this out, but I don't think I have time to math this out successfully. And, like, play a game 3 if we get there. Okay. So, Visionary to draw a card. Wildfire. Sick. Galv Blast your Dome. Cleansing Wildfire a green source. Okay, nice. Cleansing Wildfire a green source. Double nice. Do I need to resolve this now? Sure. I'll take it now when I play around Moment's Peace effects better. Alright. I have a red elemental blast up for something that matters. I will probably counter a large draw spell. My opponent does have a Moment's Peace in graveyard, so that's something to keep in mind. Multiple Moment's Pieces at that, actually. I don't know that they can cast them. Do I blast this because this could be digging towards a green source? I don't think so. Deal the top 5, 2 instants and or sorcery cards from among them into your hand. I don't think I care about that. Like, they probably have plenty of instants and sorceries. Yeah. This puts green sources back into their library. But I don't think I care about it. I will hit any sort of AK type card that draws towards a fog at this point, though. Like, my opponent's tapped enough mana where I'm ready to pull the trigger on this Reb on a lot of different things. The Preordain at the beginning of the turn is, like, somewhat sketch. Okay. So this turn gets fogged. 100% gets fogged. If I had more... Oh, it gets tangled, sure. If I had more time, I would be paying attention to, like, number of outs I have for various things. I don't think I have time to do that in case we go to the next game. At some point, it's also maybe correct for me to stop playing these things, because, like, they just, like, draw me cards and work me slightly closer towards my inevitable death. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. This can find, like, a burn spell or something. Lightning Bolt. Hell yeah. That goes to my opponent's dome. So if I draw another Bolt or Galvanic Blast at end step, I have lethal here. Alright, I did not. They just randomly floated a mana, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and fire off a red elemental blast at that. I'm fine with that. Okay. Annoying. I've got my opponent operating on pretty limited resources here. Geomancer's Gambit. Not bad. Pass this Visionary. Multiple Moments Pieces in the graveyard is tough here. I'm just looking to cantrip to a burn spell. Okay. Same. Try again. Maybe be using the Geomancer's Gambit first. I'm going to start playing a little looser for the sake of clock. Like, there's some better sequencing I can do here. But I need to end this game because it's like 50% chance that we end up going to another game here. Sure. There's the fog. Means that I don't have to tap my shit this turn, though. Play this tapped. I'll put this into play. Or actually, no, there is a real cost to doing that. Burn spell? Not burn spell. Yeah, okay. So that just mills me for 8, right? And that kills me? Yes. Okay. Cool. Now I can use the bathroom, because I've had to do that for a while. Okay. I think there were probably lines that caused me to win that game, but, like, I don't have experience playing against this deck, so, like, I could have held my Rebs more aggressively for the mill / shuffle cards, rather than attacking the draw cards. That's okay. I'm down on clock here. That's an easy mulligan. This is a medium quality hand that I am going to keep rather than, like, send this back. I just want to make sure I keep something with lands at this point. I'll throw back Boarding Party. Alright, land go. I'm going to remove this upkeep stop on my opponent's turn. Like, I am going to do things just so infrequently on my opponent's turn. Actually just going to play this bridge and lightning bolt my opponent. Like, that is worth 3 points of damage at any point this game. So every time I can play those things in a way that gets around the Storm Life Gain card. Anytime I can do that, that's good for me. I'll try to save Cleansing Wildfire for bounce lands in the early game, and then attack green sources in the mid game. Sure. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely just Cleansing Wildfire that immediately. Draw my card. play a bridge. Like, every time I can set my opponent back a land drop here is just fantastic. And I'm playing this game just kind of like as quickly as I possibly can. My opponent is going to lose more time than I do to the average turn cycle, because like they have to cantrip and select cards and whatnot, whereas I can play a bunch of shit and then F6. Okay, nice. Sure. That's all fine. Sure. Okay. Technically suboptimal sequencing there, but whatever. Like, I'm supposed to play that, I think, and then see if I draw a tap land. Okay, good. I did not. I'll attempt my 3 points of damage, and then I'll try to find a spot to play this lightning bolt where I play it around a life gain spell. Like, if my opponent fogs, I will lightning bolt in response. That seems like they don't. Alright, you frantic inventory, I lightning bolt you in response. Like, if you hydroblast me, you hydroblast me, but like, hydroblast is going to get a card at most points of the game anyway. Right there on moving to discard. I'll attempt an attack for 6. Okay, yeah, draw your cards. Weather the Storm is fine. I'll hit you for 6. I'm fine continuing to attack your green sources. Just get those out of the deck. Lightning Bolt is good. I think Elvish Visionary is, or Llanowar Visionary is better. Okay. I am catching up on clock. 6 mana this turn. I don't want to get tangled. Log is fine. That's Hackmaster here. I should have technically tapped this in case this exact scenario happened. My opponent's got too much mana up right now for, like, blasts. That's enough. Man, I wish I had tapped properly. Sure. Yeah, you do your AK thing. I've got lethal if you miss a fog. Sure. My opponent sends their forests back in, and now that they've done that, I probably want to save some of the cleansing wildfire effects for other things. Thinking about tapping for something. Okay, they're transmuting. Or a frantic inventory, sure. Attempt lethal attack. I assume it doesn't work. Does not work. Second main phase. I will play an Owlbear. Picking up a Reb. I'm going to hold up Reb rather than Lightning Bolt here. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I know my opponent has a draw multiple cards effect available to them. Yeah, let's Reb that. See if my opponent counters back. They do. That's fine. I wonder if I will play a Monarch card if I draw one. Just throwing that out there. Back. Fine. No, actually. I'm going to do this. Apologies if a little bit of this cuts out. I'm trying to play quickly. Playing quickly while keeping my mouth running is a little harder. Lightning Bolt. Okay, opponent's at 4. I've got a Red Blast up. I am fine Red Blasting that. Another Hydroblast, sure. Okay, sure. I might be reaching the point where one of my primary win conditions does become the clock. Like, I know I am down on clock right now, but it's probably harder for my opponent to close out this game than it is for me to close out this game. Owlbear is fine. Visionaries, fine. Can't play it this turn. Back with 2 things. Sure. I'm not the Monarch yet, so my opponent has to do more milling than they normally did. My opponent is in range where a Galv Blast kills them. Opponent has 1 moment's peace remaining in Graveyard. Sure, yeah, like, fire off these cantrips. Bottom. They don't like what they're seeing. Sure, that means I have to attack with a few more creatures. Not that big of a deal. Although it does mean the Galv Blast is not lethal. That's probably enough damage to kill my opponent, right? Or at least to attempt to. Yeah. Alright. Visionary. Call it a turn. I'm just going to F6. Like, letting my opponent know that I have the Galv Blast already is maybe not what I want to be doing right now. Just replicate. Yeah, it's just replicated. Sure. Oh, they're going after themselves to see if they can, like, loop fog effects better. Sure. Okay. Multiple moments pieces in there now. Feels like the clock is my ally. Bounce land is fine. I'll maybe try to destroy that. Sure. Land. Attack with some creatures. I'm not gonna, like, count here. Fuck it. Gal blast you. You can fog. I really need my clock to be higher. And I wish I could just attack all, but, like, I don't really want to do that because, like, Tangle is a card that exists. Yeah. Like, I only want to attack with some portion of my thing. I technically should have counted out, like, the amount that is exactly lethal. But I do not have a lot of time here. I don't know if I want to play that card. Like, that makes it easier for my opponent to kill me. And I'm not, like, super in range of... Yeah, I'm not going to play this card. Like, my opponent has to get 22 cards out of my library. I don't want to make it so that they have to get, like, 15. And it's just, like, easier to replicate and kill me. Like, if my opponent goes down into, like, the range where they're easily dead to, like, one bolt effect or something, I'm fine doing it. Alright, do the Cascade thing. Where the F is my Cascade spell? Oh my god. I legit don't know where my Cascade spell is. What the fuck? No. Thanks, Magic Online. Attempt an attack. Sure. Okay, AK is fine. So the puzzle, sure. Yeah, there's no fogs in graveyard right now. Interesting, my opponent didn't replicate there. AK is fine. Opponent currently has 0 cards in their deck. Okay, they have 4 cards in their deck again. Okay, sure. I'm pretty low here. They preordain a lot of life. They don't have Tangle up, though. Tangle's 3 mana, so I can just whack, attack all. Attack all. Alright, we have gotten the GGs. Oh, shit, I thought Tangle was 3 mana. Oops. Whatever, I'll blow one of those up. Yeah, I guess I don't play this. Or is my opponent giving me GGs because, like, they have a deterministic win on this turn with a replicate thing? Okay, yeah, they do. Yeah, that mills me for 8, which does it. So I will go ahead and concede. GGs. That was an absolute slog. Tough hand here. With 1 land drop in 2 draws, this hand is quite respectable. And if I miss on that land drop, this hand does nothing for a while. I have a lot of lands to hit, and I have a decent number of things that are also redraws. I think I'm going to keep this. Like, I have 20 lands to hit, plus another 8 cards, or rather another 8 cards. So I have 28 things that make this hand keepable if I draw them in 2 draw steps. I think that's totally fine. I want this upkeep stop back just because I'm used to playing with it. Boros Bully, maybe? Random second main phase pause, question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay, I will absolutely just play this tapped this turn and call that good. I will get to play Magic and, like, string together a whole bunch of draw effects into more draw effects. What is this? Provoke. When this creature attacks, you may have up defend, and it can fog. Sure. Alright, so land drop, visionary, and we'll see what awful things my opponent can put together with this Deathblade Elite. Deathblade? Deathblade Elite. Like, are we auraing this up to get cute? Is this something to just, like, hold the ground for a control deck? I don't know. Okay, yeah, my opponent is going to aura it up. That's fine. I can lightning bolt this at some point. Ooh. Neat. Okay, so that's just going to serve as a removal spell. Okay. I just have to block. Yeah, okay. Have to block. That's fine. As long as I can kill this thing in the next couple of turn cycles, it's not that big of a deal. Once it gets out of red removal range, though, things get a little wild. Alright. Get my land drop. Yeah, this actually might be a problem. depending on, like, what my opponent's hand currently looks like. I might just, like, be in the abyss to this thing. Oh, wow, I'm surprised they didn't want to just get the Deathblade Elite out of, wow. Okay. So this is what those, sideboard enchantment removal cards are for, huh? This just forces 9 damage in this turn, because I, like, the block is obligatory here. Ooh. This deck is neat. I've never seen this one before. Alright. I am in for a world of hurt. Is this all damage? Okay, it's all combat damage. So I probably need to take a redraw here. I think I am going to go ahead and Cleansing Wildfire myself and try to draw a Lightning Bolt effect that lets me kill this. I don't. So I'm dead to another spell. Let's play the Visionary. And if my opponent plays another aura here, they kill me. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win this game 1 when they were on the play like this. What is this? Use a color. Protection from the chosen color. Fucking sick. That's really good. So that does mean that I am just dead to the 11 power that's on board. Holy shit. Cool deck. Alright, Tranquility, Serene Heart in, Fiery Cannonades in. Weather the Storm is probably good enough. Like, help me buy time. What don't I want? I'm going to assume that if I get to enough mana that I can start casting stuff, I will win. I just have to make it out of the early game, so I'm going to get rid of a little bit of my end game here. There's a lot of cards to board in. Actually, I'm going to board out these X2s and keep these in. My 2 toughness things that are just going to die to this are a little bit worse. Llanowar Visionary is probably better than something like Geomancer's Gambit. Yeah, I think I'm going to junk all of my Geomancer's Gambits and call this good. 2 lands. Okay hand. I don't think this is going to win, though. Like, the Lightning Bolt effect is quite good, but I think there's a good chance that I just, like, stumble and die, keeping that hand. I'm not going to go to 5 fishing for a better hand, though. Go ahead and throw back. Oh, shoot, I thought I had 3. I shouldn't have thrown back that land. I thought I had 1 more land than I did. Hopefully there's 1 more on top of the deck. Yeah, I think I should have thrown back Weather the Storm there, not the land. Yeah, sure. And what do you do? Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Sure. Excuse me? X4? F. That doesn't die to Lightning Bolt. It dies to Lightning Bolt plus Galv Blast, though. Which is a thing that I might have to do. I would actively be unhappy about it. So, yeah. Alright. I mean, hopefully I can just come back from losing this value in the early game here. And hopefully some flash thing doesn't happen to, like, blow me the fuck out here. But I think I wanted to go for the extra card. Mutagenic Growth. Well, I mean, that would have stopped this on my turn as well, right? Ugh. I think opponent's deck is just good against what I'm doing, generally speaking. I think I'm going to have to rip a mass aura destruction card, or I'm just going to lose. I get hit for fucking... Oh no, there's more. We're not done. I get hit for so much damage this turn. Holy fuck. Opponent's deck is sick. Like, this is just, like, low to the ground, get you dead. This is Vigilant, too. And there's still 3 counters on this thing if I manage to draw an aura destruction thing. Yeah, I'm dead. I can't beat this. Like, not on this draw, anyway. Like, Weather the Storm will help me survive a turn, but I don't really know what the follow-up play is after that. Ugh. Okay. How bad? Okay, that's bad. Oh my god. So, yeah, this is 10 damage. Yeah, I just eat that, and then I'll play Weather the Storm at end of turn. Ugh. Alright, I'm at 3. Okay, there's that thing again. I'll Weather the Storm. I gain 9 life. Like, that was basically not even a fog. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, I think that means at this point I have no real outs because like the provoke makes that thing get in. Holy shit. Okay, that's a 3-2 in this league. Overall thoughts on this deck list? Quite positive. I like this deck a lot. You have so many draw a card effects. This deck list is absolutely clean. Pretty much happy with every card that I played. Sometimes it's a little weird because you draw too many Cleansing Wildfire effects when you don't have an indestructible land, but there's usually like some bounce lands or something that you can target in those cases instead. Like, that's okay. 22 lands feels about right. I mulliganed a few hands for not having enough lands. I think it would be reasonable to go to 23. I'm also not sure if Darksteel Citadel is better than just another bridge. Like, this is an untapped land, like off-color bridges, like one-color bridges for your decks. Mana fix instead. Like, those are trade-offs. Those do different things. But overall, I'm really happy with this deck list, and I think Pauper is in a great place. Like, we saw a lot of experimentation in these leagues. We saw some cool low to the ground decks, like that mono white aggro deck. We saw some like very late game control decks, like the Turbo Fog deck. Yeah, I am enjoying this format a lot. If you have any thoughts on the specifics of the deck list, throw them in the comments, and I'm happy to read them. Have a great rest of the day, and if you want to see some more Pauper content on the channel, donation information is always in the video description. All right, see you later. Keep on playing Pauper. It's so fun right now.